everyone, it's Sharma again. I didn't think I was going to be doing these videos every single day, but so far, this is my third consecutive day. It's just things that are on my mind. I met with the Hope Group last night, which is a group of women that have experienced infant loss, and I'm not going to talk about them or their stories because that's their privacy. But I am going to discuss things that kind of came up for me last night. It's almost 12 weeks now since I lost Levi, and I think this past week I have been doing better. I started making these videos. I started feeling a little happiness in my life, which I haven't felt since before Levi died. But last night, something hit me that he's gone. And I guess for some part of me, I had kind of placed that in the back of my mind. Maybe because I don't want to accept it. I don't think I've fully accepted it, that he is just gone. Something I want to talk about today with stillbirth is it's not comparable to any other loss because it's a baby. It's a child. You know, you expect to lose. This is horrible to say, but down the road, as you get older, you expect to lose your grandparents and eventually, horribly, your parents. But you expect to go before your own children. And when they die before you, especially at a very young age, infant, young child, even adult, it just isn't right. And so when someone is bringing up the loss of a child to you, and you haven't experienced that, try not to compare that with any other kind of death. Because there's no comparison. There's just no comparison. Last night, I was thinking about how different it was for me to give birth to Levi than to my other two children. When you give birth to a live baby, your baby is moving and crying, and while you're in labor, you typically have the monitors on your stomach, and you can hear the heartbeat, and everybody's talking, and everyone's moving around. With Levi, we found out right before I gave birth to him that he had passed away. So there's no heart monitors. There's no one's rushing around because it doesn't matter. When he comes out, they already know the outcome. There's no saving him. There's no anything. It's very quiet in the room. And when you experience a live birth or your baby's moving, and then you experience a birth of your dead child, it just does something down deep in here. It takes a part of your soul, and it's not something that you can regain. It's just not something you can regain. It changes you forever. It does something to you inside. You're not the same person. And I think having this group to go to and having Jim to talk to and really just talking with parents who have gone through it has helped. But you don't get back to your regular self. You're just a different person after that experience. I used to be really happy and goofy and just I don't know, kind of funny. And I don't feel that anymore. I feel like my spirit is broken, and I don't feel like that will ever come back again. And for me, that's been hard. Knowing that I'm not going to experience that same kind of happiness ever again. I find myself happy at times. I can find myself laughing at times, but when I'm laughing, when I'm happy, that pain is still in there and it doesn't come out. It's just kind of stuck. And so I was talking about last night how I wish I had more time with Levi, and it doesn't matter how many more days or whatever. I'd always want more, of course, but after he was born, he got wrapped up, and I never opened the blanket to look at his body and to remember every little detail of his legs and his feet and his hands. And I so want to remember those things. I do have some pictures, which thankfully I have pictures. Thanks to a really wonderful lady, I have pictures. But I wish I had memorized in my head all of those little details about him. So if you know somebody that's about to experience stillbirth, like you know their baby has passed away, make sure they take pictures, lots of pictures. One more thing I want to talk about in this video blog today is it has to do with the pictures, kind of, because way back in the day, before I lost 2 babies, my mom lost 2 babies, and she wasn't given the opportunity to one, hold her baby or to see him. He was just kind of swept away, and then she was sent home, and it was never discussed again. She never got to grieve the death of her babies. She never got to talk about it with anyone. I've acknowledged her children, her other babies. It was one before me and one after me, little boys. And I have, but a lot of people, everyone around her did not. And it was so taboo then. And I mean, not only does she not have pictures, she doesn't have the memory of even ever meeting him or seeing him, either one of them. And so reach out to those people who 30, 40 years ago lost their children, because most likely they didn't get to hold their baby, or didn't get the option, didn't even get asked. They didn't probably get to talk about it. My mom got to hold Levi after I had him, and maybe that brought up some things for her losing her babies. I can't speak for her, but there are people that have lost their children, since the beginning of time, and for them not to even be able to talk about it, I think I would have lost my mind, because I talk about Levi every day. I talk about Lola a lot. They're part of me. They're part of my life. They're part of my story. They're my children. But people are so uncomfortable with the fact that they're not here, that they're so uncomfortable with themselves, that I can't even talk about my own children because it makes other people uncomfortable. I will talk about them until I am with them, and I may along the way lose some relationships, and that's okay. But for me and for my journey, I have to talk about them because I talk about my living children. So I'll talk about my children that aren't here too. But I'm going to wrap up today because I need to go inside somewhere. But I just want to say that through this journey, you'll go up and down, up and down, up and down, and I don't think it ever stops. I was talking with women last night who have been on this journey, some for years, some for months, and it does not end. It's not over after the funeral or after the birth. It's not over after you have another child afterwards. Some people think that having a baby after makes you happy again, and no, it's a different child. And so it's just an up and down roller coaster. I thought I was great. I thought I was doing fine this week. Even told my counselor, I don't need to come in for 3 more weeks. I'm good. I don't need a weekly appointment now. And no, last night kind of made me realize that I probably do need to still go weekly. Doing these videos is a little bit therapeutic, and hopefully I'm reaching people that need to see it too. Because when you have a stillbirth, you think that nobody else around you has ever experienced it, which most people haven't, but then a lot of people actually have. So I just keep, sorry, someone weird walking by my car. It just makes you think there are a lot of us out there. We just need to connect. And I think when you connect with those people that really understand that kind of loss, there is a bond, at least, that you have. It doesn't make things better, but it gives you a friendship with people who really understand that type of loss. And the other thing I want to recap is that there are millions of women, your parents, your siblings, your grandparents, who have experienced loss and have never been able to talk about it. So open those doors today and let them talk to you about their babies, and bring it up. People that have had children or don't have children, they may have other children that they never got to raise here on earth because they passed away before they got that chance. People that you think might not have gone through it have gone through it. It could be your mom, it could be your grandma. You have to ask because they were probably told to just not talk about it, and then they locked it up forever, and then you would never know that they experienced as a great loss. And when you've had a child and you haven't lost your child, you can only imagine the pain that you would be in if you had lost one. And there's women 50, 60, 70 years old walking around this earth who have never been able to talk about their babies. So those are just some thoughts I had today about my babies and about the people amongst us. And we just need to listen to them and talk about their babies, no matter if it happened, like for me, almost 12 weeks ago or 40 years ago. My older brother would be 40 right now. So, and the other one would be about 37. I'm 38. Be 39 this year. So think how different your life would have been too had you had those children. As time goes by, it gets even harder because you think of those milestones that your babies were supposed to hit, and they weren't here for that. So you can ask any woman who's lost their baby, and they can tell you how old their baby would be. They will know. They will know. They don't forget, even though they haven't been able to talk about it. They always know how old their baby would be. You don't forget that. Levi would be 12 weeks soon. And Lola would be a year old in June. So, yeah, you always know how old your babies would be. So talk to those women out there today and see if any of them have experienced this loss, and let them talk about it. It might be their first time. And I'm gonna go for now and try to keep making these videos. I don't really know why I'm doing it. I just kind of feel compelled right now to talk on here when I need to talk, so I do. Bye for now.